Okay, I'm going to be providing some post-commentary this game because we have another Joys of Top Lane, this time featuring Mordekaiser. I've set the game to 4 times speed. As a result, a 45 to 50 minute game becomes somewhere around, let's see, it's a 13 minutes something according to my clock here. But I can't really go over, well, you can't really see it because I'm moving so fast, but I'm Mordekaiser top against Nidalee. Now this game was recorded the second day after Azir was released bug-free, so it's been sitting on my hard drive for a little while because I didn't want to come back and edit this. But Mordekaiser was my go-to character for the era where Nidalee was pretty dominant. I haven't really seen her recently, so that's why I haven't been able to show the Mordekaiser-Nidalee matchup. The thing is, Nidalee does have the advantage early game against you, just like most characters do against Mordekaiser, actually. Simply because her Cougar form does actually allow her to cast spells for free, the whole takedown being an execute, etc., etc. But the thing that you have working in your favor is Creeping Death. Basically, you can use right there, what happened was Creeping Death was just a second off of, or split second off of cooldown, so she managed to get me. But that's not going to happen again, hint hint. But the way Creeping Death works is, while it is a damage over time thing, it also does give you some defense stats, which is why I'm going to be maxing that second this game. Sadly, on this back, I couldn't actually afford the Hextech Revolver, but now I have my ult, which means Nidalee is pretty much done for. I hit a much bigger power spike at level 6 than her, and as a result I can just take her down like that. I'm going to go ahead and clear the way because, like I just hinted at, I want the Hextech Revolver. Once I have that, the lane becomes that much worse for her. Grab another Cloth Armor because I want the Seeker's Arm Guard to ultimately become a Zhonya's Hourglass. Nidalee is AD after all these days. So if I get that, I can really start to bully her. So you can see here, she can't even trade with me. I'm able to clear the wave and harass her at the same time. If she wants to go in for Cougar form, I just cast Creeping Death on myself. I get a defensive stat. She has to be in melee range to attack me in Cougar form, so that move just really punishes her. And the armor, and I don't know if it gives you magic defense too, but on Creeping Deaths does increase with the rank of the move. But anyway, I'm going to start farming Nidalee here, so it's my time to talk about the other lanes. In mid, we have Xerath, well, we have the Azir against Xerath right there. Nunu wasn't paying attention, so he couldn't get the kill. Now, like I said, this was after Azir was released. I didn't really expect our mid laner to do too well, but I also didn't expect him to feed hard. And the guy apparently has some sort of god complex because he's diamond, which you'll come to see as we go further in. Right there you can see I take down Nidalee, and since she has all those stats, oh, right here's a beauty. Udyr lived with 6 hit points. I almost managed to take him down just for him being foolish enough to gank a Mordekaiser. So, kind of spoil what's going to happen. In the bot lane you can see we have a Zed support. The guy was kind of trolling us, and yeah. So right there I have some dead weight with our mid laner and then our support. And to complicate things further for us, we have an Ezreal bot and a Nunu jungle. The problem with Nunu jungle is he really falls off as time goes on unless he goes glass cannon, in which case the problem is he's glass cannon. But the downside to the Ezreal is the enemy has Kog, which means they have some pretty awesome late game scaling. Anyway, Nunu got the dragon. Right here I just have to wait a little while, poke Nidalee down. Basically I have to play it safe. If I can avoid her javelins, she doesn't really have much going for her. The Sheen does complicate things a bit, and the other thing is, I do have to watch out for her heal. Not so much for the hit points she gets back with it, but because it gives her a surge of attack speed from her, well, the primal surge. And as a result, she can actually start doing a good chunk of damage to me while the attack speed steroid is up. While it's down, of course, she is a sitting duck, and right there you got to see me use Creeping Death to just shred her. At this point, it really is game over for her. I have the needlessly large rod, so I can just really punish her. Anyway, the Zed is not really helpful. He has a slow on his Living Shadow combined with a twirl move. I forgot what that's called at the moment. But otherwise, that's kind of it. He doesn't really have the CS to really burst someone down. And unfortunately, since Xerath is getting fed, the Zed never really will be able to do much. As for Xerath, I just took him down. Spoiler. By a split second. And sadly, I'm pretty much the only one that's going to be keeping the team in the game for a while. I didn't get anything off Udyr. It was moving a little too quick for me to see what actually happened there. Azir goes ahead and pops his turret, only to die to the Xerath artillery. And down goes Zed. And Kog and Xerath are the ones that are actually getting these kills, which are the absolute worst case scenario for us. The Xerath is actually workable if I'm able to kill him, because I can technically absorb his AP for as long as the Child of the Grave is up. But the Kog, that complicates things a bit. So right there, Zed managed to get the shutdown. I have to go pay another visit to Xerath. Sadly, this time, thanks to Udyr, he gets to live. Something that I will be amending. In the future, that is. But Xerath killed Zed, we took down Udyr, Thresh, and Xerath is still alive, so watch right here. This is the first time he does this, and there's a significance to the number. So right there, we mostly go down. Sadly, their carries are fed, and we have a troll support and feeder mid. But Xerath goes down to Ezreal, we lose a turret, but the key thing is Ezreal got the shutdown there, so that's some gold on our carry. Ezreal goes down to Kog, we lose Azir. Right there, Nunu and I took down Udyr. And right here I'm just going to go clear the wave. Sadly, there isn't much I can do while the Children of the Grave is down. As you can see here, Kog can take me down pretty easily. Basically, we're going to stay in this one ult of mine at a time. That's going to be the only thing keeping us in it. So right there, Azir and his tower go down. Let's see, I have 4 kills. Yeah, the stats are not really good at the moment. I mean team stats, of course. So right there, Azir goes down yet again. Right here, I kind of want to throw in the towel because I can see the writing on the wall. They have the hyper carry, they have the late game scaling. Really, it's just a matter of time before we go down, but my team refuses to actually just throw in the towel. So right here, I'm working on the Spirit Visage so that I can get more CDR and a better healing return from my ult. Heading up top, and Udyr is a bit of a problem. Like right there, I was able to dodge the Thrush Hook, I was able to create the Child of the Grave, and we get to pick off 3 of them. But once again, Xerath is still up, so here's the second shot at the Baron. So right there, he was staying over by the Wraiths, pelting us. We lose Zed to Kog. Once again, another kill onto one of their carries. Zed says worth, but is lying through his teeth. We're kind of racing the clock here, and really we can't afford for people to be making stupid plays. Right there we took down Udyr, took down Kog, and I don't get Xerath. Okay, I got Thresh. But sadly I can only ult one guy at a time, and that's one of the big problems we have with trying to stay afloat this game. Now here, I'm actually fighting the dragon. The dumbass Azir is seen in the brush. Oh, I'm gonna peel for them. I'm gonna make sure that they don't crouch on you. You're 311, dude. Kog is going to 2-shot you. But, God Complex Diamond, so yeah. I really don't know anyone who would fear a 311 mid laner. So right there we lose even more ground, the mid inhibitor's gone. And the Azir is complete, utter deadweight. Part of it, I would say, is just that the character is so buggy, the other part is just the guy's an ass. Still want to throw in the towel here because we really don't have a prayer. It's just every single one of my ults is buying us a little bit more time. So right here I end up having to try to clear the base, even though it's best to try to stick a 0 on this so they can try to catch up. And even still, he's actually so far behind that I'm not really sure if he could. So right here, I'm the team's DPS at this point. I'm the one that actually needs to be fighting while someone else clears. By trying to have me clear, they're throwing the game away and actually just making it all the more worse. So, that was actually number 2 I meant. Number 1 would have been the... So the artillery one wasn't number 2. The key thing is, Xerath goes down yet again, and this time I've noticed the trend. Here, Ez and I are not enough to face tank this against a fed Kog. Sadly, due to the Trinity Force phage procs, I can't actually get away from him. He's faster than I am, he picks up Ez. And it's just all those kills he got have added up to the point where we can't stop him. So right here I'm functionally full build. I don't have a death cap, yes, but I really can't fit it into my build anywhere. I need the penetration, I need the nuke potential from the Deathfire Graphs. The Zonias helps against Nidalee and Kog, and to a certain degree Udyr. And you can see even with the Guardian Angel, Nidalee still needs to fear me. So Udyr goes ahead and backdoors an inhibitor. I managed to show up to try to stop Nidalee, but she gets out in the very end. So right here my ult is up, and I managed to pick off Udyr. He's not really a priority target, but it would have been the smite if we needed to do an objective, and he still actually is kind of annoying in his own right. So I take down Kog. I don't really get the chance to use his ghost. I don't think I can activate his living artillery in any way, so he's not as effective as some of the other AD carries, but he's still an AD carry. So once again, Udyr just goes in and takes the inhibitor. I'm the only one doing anything, and I wanted to throw in the towel. So, we know what Xerath has done twice when we did this. Surprise! I'm gonna take you and your Void Caterpillar thing with you. So, on this note, we can try to go into their base. I wanted to try to stop Nidalee, but she was going to kill me regardless. I just wanted to try to buy some time for my team. So, the inhibitor came up at the worst possible time, and that's what actually ends up costing us the game there. So, we got Troll inhibbed, I swapped out my boots for Home Guards, and in order to stay afloat here, I had to kill Udyr. If I killed Kog, I couldn't actually stop Udyr from doing laps, and yeah.